What's up, guys? This is episode 13 of Young Listeners Talk, and we're here with.
Nick Gaines. Um, I won IPF Sub Junior Worlds in the 74s last year. Broke four world
Mm,
records, and I got second at nationals last year as well. But yeah.
nice. So, how did you get into powerlifting and like just training in the gym and like give us like recap like from your first competition and to the road to like where you are now?
So I started lifting in general just to kind of put some muscle on my frame when I was younger, just because I was like, I always played football.
Mm,
When I was five, I got into tackle football all the way till high school. So
huh.
I think my last season I was 16 or 17. So like in my family, like even my brother, we always played football and nothing else. And so yeah, I just got into the weight room to just kind of put some muscle on my frame, and then I kind of realized I liked it more than powerlifting. And
Mm.
then shortly after that, I did my first meet, and
When was
I really
this?
liked it. Um, November of 2021, I want to say,
All
was
right.
my first meet. I kind of just like jumped straight into it.
Mm,
I found out what powerlifting was, and then I signed up for a meet basically like a couple weeks later, and then
nice, nice.
yeah, that was my first meet.
So how did that go? Like, what did you weigh in? What did you hit? How had the training gone?
Um, oh yeah, so I weighed in 158. So I think for you guys that's like 72
Oh,
kg.
alright, alright.
Okay.
Yeah, so pretty light, a little bit under, but I was still a 74.
Yeah.
And then I want to say I squatted 430.
Mm.
I benched like 248, and then I missed 512 for my last deadlift, but I did get my second of like 479 or something like that. So that was
Mm.
my first meet numbers.
So what's that
Yeah,
like? A little
that's good.
over, like close to 200 kg squat, a little over 100 on bench, and like
Oh yeah,
four.
yeah. I'll put
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
So
like
195.
195 exactly.
Yeah,
Ec-
195. 112 and a half,
Alright.
and yeah, like 230. I missed on deadlift, but I got like 217 and a half.
Alright.
Yeah.
That's pretty good
How,
start.
how old were you then?
I was 16 at the time,
Mm.
so
Nice. That's
nowadays
good.
there's 16-year-olds like totaling, 800 kg and stuff in the gym. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So like
yeah,
after that, like you competed, were you like extra motivated, like, oh, now I gotta go chase this national record or something like that, or like what was your mindset?
um, yeah, it was actually funny. So that meet in November, I wanted to hop straight into like the whole like national level competition.
Mm.
So that was I don't know if you guys know USPA, like
Yeah.
basically our yeah, like 24-hour weigh-ins and deadlift bar. I was like I slowly realized I didn't know much about the sport, but when I realized that like USAPO was like the quote unquote golden standard for like 2 hour weigh-ins and power bar, I was like, okay. And that was before Powerlifting America was really like a thing.
Yeah.
So I went to Teen Nationals. Basically, right after that, I qualified like a month before at a qualifier meet, and then went straight to Teen Nationals, and I got smoked. But
Mm.
I think that is when I kind of was like, dang, I'm like, I need to kind of get my shit together if I want to like
Mm.
actually do this for like a long time. And so I did. I went there. I think my numbers 207 and a half. Um, I think I benched like 120, and then I pulled like 240.
Mm.
So some improvement for sure from that first meet, but I got sixth place.
Mm.
Out of like 40 lifters, like our division had a lot of lifters in
Wow.
it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How was your training structured then? Did you have a coach or something like that?
The programming I was getting and stuff was not good. It was just like outdated, like not very modernized like you see today. Like
Yeah.
it was just a lot of older stuff, like almost like conjugate in a way, which was like looking back, like man, I don't know. But obviously, like you kind of gotta go through those mistakes to like get to where you are now and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, my training wasn't great. I was kind of just following whatever he'd say, and it just wasn't great programming, but it still got me a little stronger. So
Yeah. You're so
Mm.
young and new to the sport, so you can adapt pretty easily.
mhm.
Like, yeah. And after that, what happened then?
So after Nats, that was my last competition before PA Nats.
Mm.
So what happened was I was planning on doing a meet um, like later that year in 2022, but in August of 2022 I got a hernia,
Oh.
and
Wow.
that was like exactly a year before Worlds. I got a hernia, and so I couldn't walk for about a week. Super good. It like pained me to walk. I could walk, but it was just painful. Like I couldn't carry anything. And honestly, it's like one of the most frustrating injuries for like powerlifting because it's basically all based on your abdomen. So
Yeah.
everything that has to do with bracing and stuff like that. So I got that surgery in August of 2022, and then I couldn't compete for a while, and I was like, my next meet's just gonna have to be PA Nat. So I took a pretty long break, over a year, and yeah.
Yeah.
How did that, like, do you have any idea looking back now what caused that? Or was it just like a freak, like accident, like unlucky or
Yeah, so literally till this day, I don't know what it was. I think it was from football, and it was just a sports hernia. But I mean, it could have been from being in the gym, given that like I said, my programming wasn't great and stuff at the
mm,
time. Like it could have been from that, but I don't want to put blame on someone else's programming for that. So, you know, still this day, I don't know what caused it
mm,
exactly, but it was one of the two.
Yeah.
yeah. Does it still
One thing
nag
I want.
you? Does it still nag you like here and there in training? Like you can recognize the feeling?
Yeah, and actually, a week out from Worlds, I was
Oh.
like, I don't know, I was just pushing really hard, and the fatigue
Mm,
got to me, and I could kind of feel it start to like, kind of have like a tender, like sore feeling, and thankfully nothing happened. But
mm,
yeah, every once in a while I'll get like a little pinch or something, and I'm
mm.
like, ooh, like, but it's
Yeah.
been pretty good so far.
Nice.
Yeah. One thing I want to ask you. What made you choose Powerlifting America over USAPL that year? Was it World
So
or?
yeah, so not gonna lie, if it wasn't for Worlds in the first place, I probably till this day wouldn't be with PA. Not to say like PA is a bad federation or anything, but ultimately, you know, most of the Americans like that's the reason they're going to PA is to go to Worlds.
Mm,
Yeah.
And so when I saw that meet was like exactly a year after I got surgery, I was like, okay, like this would be perfect. Like I'll have plenty of time to like get back on my feet and start training again. And
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
mm. So would you say like Worlds is like highly coveted in the US and you don't like smaller international meets like you have like North America championships and stuff like that
and
is just looked
um
over.
yeah, it was like the fact that it's like Worlds, like
Mm,
I'm sure you guys both know James English.
mm,
He he was like kind of one of the first fitness influencers I watched, and he went to Worlds.
Mm.
This has to be like 10 plus years ago, but like
Oh, wow.
he went, yeah, no, he went. Was it? I think it was 2016 actually. So it's probably 8 years ago. But either way, he went to Worlds, and he was a 74 sub junior as well. And I just saw it and I was like, dang, like this is like the pinnacle of like powerlifting, I feel like. And so I've always like
Oh,
my cat. I've always like wanted to do like the best meets possible and like the most high level meets. Even like since like I said, I did my first national meet like right off the bat. So
yeah.
I don't know. It's just always been like I like the kind of like high stakes and like stuff like that. I don't know. It's more fun to me that way.
Yeah, here in Sweden, it's always like, regardless what sport you're doing, it's really like a big thing that you're doing like international competitions, like Euros and Worlds mostly. It's like really like if you're doing those competitions, you're really like an elite athlete.
Right, because the whole thing is like, especially Americans, because Worlds is never over here. It's like people want to see you do that travel and go through all that. I traveled
Yeah.
a full day for Worlds, 24 hours. So
Mm.
it's that's what people want to see. They want to see if you can handle that and the time zone changes and all that. And
Yeah, for
so
sure. So all of this rehab and stuff, how did it go leading up to Powerlifting America? And that's
so it was good. I think I was still with the coach
mm.
my first ever coach, and till this day, don't ask me why like I didn't drop him sooner, honestly. But like at the same time, everything happens for a reason. But the doctor told me like after like two and a half to 3 months, I'd be like back to 100%. And like 4 months down the line, this coach, he was still having me do like box squats and
Oh.
like um like block pulls and like high block pulls, and I'm just like,
Mm.
dude, like I'm healthy now. And then so I literally went off program and pulled a PR. I pulled
Oh.
485 for 4, and
Mm.
he's like, bro, you just had a hernia. And it was just stuff like that. Like he dragged it out too long, and like I was like perfectly fine at some point, and he's like, no, like we still have to like take everything super super light. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then that is when I kind of entered prep for PA Nats, and I was
Mm.
like, I kind of wish I dropped this dude, but I can't drop someone in the middle of prep. So we did that meet, and a week out from that meet,
Mm.
my shoulder, like I was low barring. I had a 485 triple, and on the
Mm.
last rep, I like something happened on my shoulder. So
Huh.
turns out, um, I don't know, something happened in my shoulder. I don't even want to try to like name the like the doctor term for it, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's like I don't know, it's not like it's like almost a mini dislocation, but
Yeah, like an impingement,
obviously,
maybe.
yeah, I think it started with an S. Like, anyways,
All right.
um, it basically hit like it took a lot from my bench, and I had to high bar squat. So I
Oh.
was in Arizona where PA Nats was.
Mm.
I was there, and the day before the meet, I was literally at the doctor, like trying to see if like there's any like anything they could do, like
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
anything that can help. And
Yeah, like painkillers or stuff.
yeah, just stuff like that. Yeah, so they prescribed me some painkillers. That's really all they could do. And I went in, and obviously, there wasn't really anyone close besides Jack Reynolds. I know you guys just had
Yeah.
him on the podcast. Cool dude. So I knew he wasn't like me at like 100% at that meet. I knew it was going to be close, but after I got injured,
Mm.
I knew that he was kind of like the favor. So what we did was, since we had to drop my squat and bench openers anyways, because like I was actually injured, we just dropped my deadlift opener like 15 kilo to try to play possum. So he would kind of think he's comfortable and not have to push
Mm.
super hard. And
All right.
so I figure like if we're dropping these two, like we might as well make it look like I'm not even close. So I went 6 for 6 going into
Nice.
to deads, and
Mm.
then we bumped my opener up like 3 minutes before dead started, and all of a sudden it went from like I'm like nowhere close to beating this. Like I even told my handler, I'm like, not gonna lie, like I don't know if we can beat him, but like I might get a secondary selection
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever it is
Mhm.
if I like just get close enough. And he's like, I'm winning you this meet. Like we're gonna load some to let you
Hey.
win. And on Jack's second deadlift, he had like a grip problem. I think he put baby powder on his hands, is what he
Oh
said.
my God.
But like not to like be that guy, but I do remember him saying that
Yeah, yeah.
if I'm correct. But
That's a little crazy.
so he missed his second, and that's what I was waiting for, because he also went 6 for 6
Mm.
going into deads, and he finally missed. So he came back on his third and got it, and then I loaded up 259, which was like the
Oh,
national
damn.
record at the time, since it's a new federation, and I got it, and we're
Mm.
like going crazy. We're like super happy that I pulled off the win, and like that was my first time winning
Mm.
a national championship, let alone like pulling for the win. So we're celebrating, and then my handler tells me like, yo, like I miscalculated
Bro.
the pull.
What?
And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, it should have been 259 and a half. And apparently it's because that second that Jack missed,
Mm.
because I went after him and bumped the national record up, it forced him to not be able to take a chip anymore. So it
Ah.
basically forced him from 243 to 245 or something like that, because
Yeah.
it's like once it's not an actual record attempt, like you're not allowed to use the chip, so it just
Yeah,
bumped him
yeah.
up that 2 kilos. So
And he pulled
my
that.
handler, yeah, he did pull that third.
Mm.
So my handler, obviously not knowing that, he bumped it up because like um I guess like logically speaking, you wouldn't bump something up if you fail it. So that's why he thought like obviously,
Mm.
it's the same way. I don't have to recalculate. So he miscalculated my third,
Damn.
and I lost by half a kilo. And
Damn.
yeah, that was my nationals experience. But
Damn.
yeah,
Oh.
That's tough. That's yeah. But you still ended up going to World, so tell us about that. Like what was the process?
yeah.
You must
So
have been hungry then to win world.
dude,
Win over Jack.
I was like, if I get this email to go to Worlds, like I'm literally dropping everything and just like putting my head down. And I was. Do you guys know the Grand Canyon, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I was at the Grand Canyon, and
Huh.
I was just looking around and stuff, and I literally got the email
Oh my
while I was
God.
at the Grand Canyon, because it was in Arizona, so that was pretty cool. And I was just like, I went from like, okay, like we need to get straight back home. Like I need to go
Yeah.
to the gym and like start training. But the only problem is I didn't have a coach at that time. I dropped
Mm.
my coach, and so I did some digging. I asked some friends, and I don't know, Danny, do you know Casey Pham?
Yeah, yeah. He's like he just went up to 82.5, right? that
hmm
guy?
So I was talking to him, and he was like, "Bro, trust me. Like my coach Keenan Dung is like a
Yeah,
very
yeah,
good
yeah.
coach, very attentive." And I took his word, and we started working, and like right away, the first block, I pulled 272 and a half
Whew.
pause on deadlift,
All right.
and that was like crazy to me because
Mm,
before nationals, my best was 250, and then I pulled 259 at nationals,
mm.
and then I pulled 272 and a half like 3 weeks after, three
Wow.
four
Yeah,
weeks
yeah.
after. So
Mm.
I was um I was really excited for that, and training just took off from there. Like it was crazy. After I got under
Yeah,
Keenan, so
that's sick.
Yeah,
That's
your
sick.
squat too. You scored like 240, right?
yeah. So I was I was probably at nationals. I was probably good for like 230, but since I high bar 220.
Mm.
Mm.
Um, which like looking back, I'm kind of glad I did that because like it's not often I get to like max on my high bar,
Yeah,
which
I
is
mean
pretty fun.
220. That's a big high bar.
Yeah, I've always been pretty good at high bar, which is like I don't know. I do low bar, but I don't like really emphasize it. Like I kind of keep
Mm.
the bar pretty high on
Mid
my back.
bar,
So
more
yeah,
like.
mid bar.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm. So training into Worlds, how was that? You mentioned before a little bit about like your injury flaring up a little bit 1 week out. How was all of that?
Um, so worlds prep, I was getting stronger like every time I walked in the gym. Not gonna
Mm.
lie, like I don't know what it was, but like I literally just like I was like meal prepping everything. I was making sure
Nice.
everything was
Yeah.
good to go, and like I I'm not gonna lie, like losing at Nats, like it definitely did fuel me
Mm.
for that prep for Worlds because like I was just PRing like all the time, and um it was really good.
Mm.
I wanna think what my numbers went to. So I ended that prep with a 240 and a half squat.
Mm.
Um, I benched 242 and a half, or actually 240, and then I pulled
140 or
or yeah, no, I'm
yeah.
definitely not benching 240.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, I wish though, but yeah, no, I benched 140, and then I pulled 280
Mm.
um, before the meet, and then let's see, yeah, so that was trying to think what it was. I think that was 660,
Hmm.
maybe.
Let
Yeah,
me
that's like 660 and a half, I think, maybe less.
uh yeah, that's yeah, 660. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I ended with 660, and I honestly thought that like I had a little bit of room left in the squat and in the dead, so I was like,
Mm.
worst comes to worst, like I'm just gonna have to add a little bit, and I knew that I was pulling last, so like
Yeah.
that ultimately like I decide the fate of the meet. And so not gonna lie, I thought podium was gonna be 650 plus,
Mm.
just off of like Jack's training going in was really well.
Yeah.
And then Samuel Cohen, he was
Oh yeah, the
the French
French.
lifter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I so he was private, and I didn't want to request to follow him at the time, so I didn't know what his training looked like. But I knew I had a pretty good chance, but I was just kind of not gonna lie, I was kind of scared. Like I was just like, I can't come all this way just to like lose.
Mm.
Like
Yeah, yeah,
that
for
would
sure.
be um. So yeah, no, the prep went well. Arriving there was actually funny. My last session, Jack's last session,
Yeah.
and Sam, we all like happened to go to the hotel gym
Oh my
at the
god.
same time. And we were all like, okay, like, can we like work in? Can we all like work in together? Is that cool? And like everyone was cool with this. So we all got like our final training sessions together at Worlds, and we
That's
were kind of
crazy.
just like,
That's sick.
yeah, it was like banter, but we were kind of just saying like, oh, like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this, and we were all just like making
No
jokes and
way.
stuff. So that was pretty fun.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
how was the atmosphere at Worlds? You know, meeting everyone from different countries and stuff.
Yeah, no, it was good, but not gonna lie, like in hindsight, I probably should have like I probably should have been more like open to meeting new people and stuff,
Mm,
because I was just so like in my mind about the competition that I was kind of just
yeah.
Hmm.
it wasn't my priority to go meet people or like get new friends or anything. I just wanted to like win this meet so damn bad that I just like did
Yeah.
not care. I
Tunnel
was
vision.
basically, yeah, I was in my room for like majority of the day. Um and so yeah, in hindsight I definitely wish I went and met more people, but the atmosphere was good. I can't complain. Like we the hotel was nice, the food was good, so
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I'm wondering, like, I've heard like other countries have like a more team like spirit when they go to worlds and big internationals, and the U.S. the lifters are more like independent. That tends to be the like stereotype that you're more like, I don't know, like in your head.
yeah,
What would you
definitely
say?
like having, yeah, no, definitely having somebody like going against. I'm not really like go USA. I'm more like go me. Like, like
Yeah, yeah.
I don't care who wins besides me, if I'm being
Mm,
honest. So I will say it's like that, but I will also say like when the other guys like Kyle Novak and
mm.
some of the girls were competing, I was like making sure to like support them and stuff, which like
Yeah, yeah,
watching Kyle in person was crazy. I still have like the
yeah,
videos and stuff. Um,
yeah. That pull
but
was.
yeah, yeah, his pool, that whole like scenario was crazy. I
Mm.
didn't even know, the whole warm up room
Exactly.
happened. Like,
The like
Yeah.
he missed
yeah.
his last warm up, something like that.
Yeah, that's crazy, but I'm glad I got to experience that part of it. But yeah, the overall like experience from like the trip and stuff, like it was amazing. Like I had no complaints at all.
Mm.
Great.
Yeah. So how
So
did the?
yeah,
Yeah. Go ahead.
how did the comp go?
Exactly.
Yeah, so um we went in with the game plan basically to take that chip on squat for the world record. Um just to kind of make the two other competitors have to um, go that extra 2.5 kilos up if they, want to beat the total. And so, like that squat, like it carried the momentum for the whole
Mm.
meet because I just like after that I just got in a mode where like I don't know, like not gonna lie, I was like I felt like I just couldn't be beaten at that
Damn.
time.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
yeah, like I
Flow
was
state.
just, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Like
Mm.
literally flow state. And like, I got into that mode. And yeah, it was after that squat, I hit 142.5 on bench, which was a 2.5 kg
Nice.
PR
Nice.
for me
Yeah.
um, in the gym or on the
Mm.
platform.
All
So
time. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, all time. So, and then going into deads, my like, I don't know, my back felt fatigued, but like I still to this day like don't think that is why I pulled like significantly less than
Mm.
like we thought I would. Like we went in thinking like worst comes to worst, like I have to pull for the win, like we'll have to go like upwards of 290, and I didn't even come
Mm.
close to that. So like um
Yeah.
yeah, I failed 273
Oh.
because I um I locked it out, put it down. They gave me two white lights, and then the jury overturned it, so I just
Oh.
retook it and then got it on the second one.
Mm.
But honestly, looking back, I think the second one was like more comp standard than the third one. Like
Oh.
the third attempt was like everyone in the IPF comment section was grilling me. Well,
Yeah,
not grilling me necessarily, but grilling
the
the
standard.
refs. Like, how do you
Yeah.
miss that? Yeah,
Yeah, what
exactly.
was
Like,
it?
it's
Like,
world.
was it soft knees or what did they think?
So I know the third one was I think that was yeah, that was soft knees. I like
Hmm.
they were saying my left knee, I got one red. And then um before that, till this day, I don't know why they overturned it, but my coach was just like my game day coach was just like,
Hmm.
"Hey, they overturned it. Like, you're just gonna retake it." And like that was kind of the whole conversation. Like I
Hmm.
didn't, but
Yeah.
I got kind of scared because for whatever reason, I thought that like me me missing that second was opening the door for someone. So I
Hmm.
got scared. I was like, I have to get this. I have to come back on my third and get this, and I did. But it's still like it was not a great standard,
Yeah,
not gonna
yeah.
lie. But
Yeah, talking about your handler, like, did you and Jack have the same handler?
so Team USA, like, there's two coaches. There's
Hmm.
Vin, and then there's John. And so what they did was we were kind of in a groupish, but like when attempts needed to be made, like we would kind of go off to like
Hmm.
our actual like handler. So John was my handler, and then Vin was Jack's. And then when it came down to deadlifts, we like fully kind of like separated,
Yeah, yeah.
um, just for like privacy reasons and stuff. So um, yeah, I we did have different handlers, which I was
That's good.
stressing that the most. I was like,
Hmm.
because like, what if I go to pull for the win and like I don't know, it's just like weird having the same person like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
almost like playing a video game against yourself. It's
Yeah,
like
I don't know if
it's just
you
weird.
watched USAPL Nats last year with Bob and Ashton, both of them
Hmm.
being handled by Marcellus.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
that. Like it's a difficult situation to be in, especially as a handler.
I would I would say like it if you can't find someone to like handle you the entire day, at least for deadlifts, because that's what really
Yeah,
matters. Like subtotal, it's like okay, you can't really make changes. You don't really pull like you're not pulling for the win, but it's like deadlift, like you definitely
yeah,
need a
for sure.
support for that.
Yeah, you guys in the US, how do you guys have like attempt selection in internationals? Do you get like to have any say? Is it just like you tell them how you're feeling and they load up, or like do you like have much of a choice?
Yeah, yeah. So I think a week or two out from the meet, they sent out this like Google sheet or whatever for us to fill out, and it was our like I guess best like lifts from that prep, and
Yeah, yeah.
then they were emailing us saying like your handler will like reach out to you shortly to like get videos and stuff so they can see how stuff's moving.
Hmm.
But not gonna lie, they are kind of weird about like I kind of understand this, but they won't let your coach make calls. Like luckily John, he's like a cool guy and stuff. So like whatever my coach would say,
Hmm.
um, he was like, let's do it. Cause to be fair, like the game plan my coach had was like basically what we were gonna do anyways. Like it was very accurate to like what the day like held for us. So
Yeah.
um, ultimately, like the handler, if he wants, can just be like, no, like we're not loading that, even if your coach wants to.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but luckily, like John, he's a really good handler, so I didn't have to worry about that.
Nice,
Okay,
nice.
cool. Cool.
Yeah. How did it feel to be like world champ? Like, and you were what, 17 or were you already 18?
It was when after I turned 18.
Yeah, but yeah, like getting to the pinnacle so early on. Like, how
Yeah,
was that?
it felt great. The only thing was like at first it was just like I said, like more of a sigh of relief and like a burden off my shoulders that like I didn't lose more than like yeah I
Yeah.
won.
Damn.
Like I was like eh, and like I said, like no disrespect to Jack at all, but just it's like like losing to a 16-year-old when you're 18. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
For
Like
sure.
I know I'm not alone on that one. Like it's kind of like I'm kind of supposed to beat him in a way. Just how like a 16-year-old, usually shouldn't be as strong as an 18-year-old. So, you know, I didn't, and it was like I was getting messages and stuff like, "You better not lose to him again" and stuff, and I was just like, "Dude, like
No
I
way.
cannot lose to this kid again. I swear, like
No,
my
that's
friends are
crazy.
trolls." Yeah, no. So like I did have a lot of pressure, but after that it
Yeah,
was more of like a sigh of relief, and then after I like celebrated, and I was
yeah,
like,
that's good.
okay, like yeah.
Hmm. So yeah, after Worlds, I think I've seen you're going up to 83 right now. You're in your first year as a junior. How's
Mhm.
like your training? How's your like up and coming goals? Like, tell us about everything after Worlds and now.
Yeah, that's actually a good subject because I'm terrible with posting training, especially right now. But like, um, the bulk is going great. My subtotal is like shooting through the roof right now.
Mm.
Um, Deadlift, I wouldn't say is stagnant, but I'm trying my best to get to 300 right now. Like that
Mm.
is like
Yeah, yeah.
it's I'm so close right now, but yeah, deadlift's moving a little bit, but subtotal is definitely like popping off right now. Which
Nice,
is
nice.
ultimately like I'm kind of I would say deadlift is like my best lift, quote unquote, if you kind of like
Yeah, for
look at
sure.
all three.
A
So
280
so I'd
pull
say
with a
like
140 bench, 240 squat. You can
yeah,
definitely see a little
yeah.
specialist in there.
Yeah, so like it's good that like my subtotal is
Yeah,
definitely going up because I want to be well rounded
for
um
sure.
and yeah.
Yeah, so what's your like most like your closest comp now? What are you aiming for next?
So yeah, I'm gonna be doing junior nationals. I'll be competing in the junior 83s, which of
Against your
course
Bornstein, right?
my
Oh
luck
my
I'm competing
god.
against Borski.
Yeah, you're
Just
dead.
just
You're
So
dead.
okay.
I don't even I don't even know if I want to say competing against him, more like just like watching him take first. But I I honestly don't know how like secondary selections go when someone's that far ahead.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if they're just like I don't know if they're like there's no point in sending two people or if they're like this is like an exception just because it's like he's so much, I guess, stronger than everyone else. So like we'll just send
Yeah.
another person. But
Yeah.
either way, um, nothing really changes for me. I'm just gonna go in and my ultimate goal is like 500 dots.
Yeah.
I'm not like crazy. I try not to be like crazy ambitious about like my numbers and stuff because it pisses me off when I don't hit
Yeah,
that.
for
Like
sure. Yeah, it could
yeah, like
really.
if I say like, oh, I'm gonna go in there and hit like 780 kg and I fall, 60 kilos short, like
Yeah,
what is
damn.
that saying about
Yeah,
me,
what do you need for
So
500 dots at 83?
so
Or
thing
are
is
you like filled out?
I'm like maybe 80 kilo right now.
Oh, all right,
Like
all right, all right.
yeah, I'm like 80 and some change barely. So
All right.
the goal is probably weighing at this or like 79 point something.
Mm.
And then for that, I need like 720 or like
Oh, all
717
right.
and a half, which is
All right.
like not crazy based on like where my numbers are right now. So
Mm.
yeah, I got 6 weeks. Actually, I think
Nice.
five now.
All right.
Yeah, five now. So um yeah, we're coming down to the last block, so
Yeah.
should be fun.
What do you think
Definitely.
your top end is for like every lift? The highest thing you can lift for every lift.
I'll probably say, based on how 250 moved, like a couple weeks ago, I'll
Yeah, yeah, I
say
saw
like
that.
260. Yeah, I'll say like 260, maybe 265. It's always hard to tell with me because I do taper off pretty fast. Like I'll move something like crazy fast, and then I'll go up like 10 kilo, and it'll be like a grinder, right?
Mm.
So I want to say for bench 160, and I'll just try to pull 300 just because that's like a number that like
Hey.
you know.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Then
But
720 on your best day, like yeah. That would be cool.
Yeah,
That's
I
possible.
mean that's the plan. Like if I that's the thing. Like if I don't go 9 for 9, it's cooked. Like I'm not getting 500 dots. But
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'll give it a good shot. And if not this meet, I'm gonna be taking like a good off season for sure because I've been in meets like back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
yeah, like last year from June to December, I did 3 meets. And yeah, I just
So
it's gonna be good to get a little break, a little off
you
season.
wouldn't be like interested in NAPF or something like that?
I would have been interested in it this year if it wasn't in the U.S., but they're having it in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I was
Uh-huh.
literally there last year for nationals,
Yeah.
like where me and Jack went at it. So I honestly have no desire to go back. And
Mm.
that's like it's kind of funny because one of the big reasons I got into competing at like higher level meets is because I just I wanted to kind of have an excuse to travel a little bit,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's
Mm.
it's fun to like go to other places, and even if it's like for a powerlifting meet, it's like you get to see like other sides of the world that you don't usually get to see.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. Are
Cool.
you doing any coaching yourself?
no, but it's honestly something that I've been like working on and trying to get better at. They're just through like YouTube, like Steve Denovi and like
Yeah,
powerlifting now,
for
stuff like
sure,
that. Like just
exactly. Yeah,
trying to like get you know
good stuff.
my yeah. I have a few buddies that I'm like soon I'm gonna they're kind of gonna be like my guinea pigs, and I'm gonna try to
Yeah,
try to
yeah.
make them strong without injuring them, of course. But yeah, I definitely want to get into it soon. It's something that like I know I'm not going to be in the sport forever, and I
Mm,
definitely wouldn't
you
mind
think?
being on the
Mm,
sidelines.
all right.
So
Yeah.
Very cool.
You mentioned before you were like meal prepping, like fully locked in for Worlds. How's your nutrition been looking now for the bulk? Have you been like slight surplus, slowly bulking, or yeah?
dude, so the like when I first started it, so the thing is like I kind of like I made the decision too late. I made the
Mm.
decision at like 10 weeks out from this meet, 11 weeks out, which is like
Ah, all right.
not enough time.
Oh,
Which like granted I do sit heavy. I sit, when I was a 74, I'd sit a good amount above 74. So it
yeah.
wasn't super hard to like
What made you
get the weight.
take that decision? How tall are you?
5'7". So I think
Yeah, yeah.
that's
Still, like that's
I don't even know
pretty
if that is
83,
in
decent,
centimeters.
half decent.
Yeah, like the I don't know. In powerlifting, like the optimal build is like you got to be like a mini Pekka,
For real.
Yeah.
like a bowling ball, like literally.
A
So
bowling ball.
um, yeah, literally, you have to be a force.
Yeah,
So
like Jonathan
um,
Garcia.
yeah, exactly. Like
Exactly.
um, so yeah, my diet at first, I was kind of eating like literally anything. Like it's
Mm.
kind of bad, but now that I'm like going like actually like pretty deep into prep, like basically everything's meal prepped. I try to like
Nice, nice.
outside of like rice and potatoes, I try to make everything like animal based diet. So just like
Nice. Mm.
steak, eggs, milk. Try to do no seed oils. I know I'm
Fire.
kind of jealous because like no seed oils over there and like
Yeah.
EU and stuff. But yeah,
Watching
I
a
don't
little too
know.
much Sean Noriega.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's I don't know. I try to make stuff as optimal as I can
For
if
sure.
I can, and it's like uh I don't know. Ground beef, I never get tired of it. Steak,
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
sirloin, I
Yeah.
never get tired of it.
of
So
course. Yeah, do you track your macros, like your calories, all of that?
now that I'm in like going into prep, I am.
Mm.
Um, and I had a nutritionist because I thought I
Nice.
was gonna make the cut to
Ah, yeah, yeah.
74, and then I didn't, and I was like, well, like even though he was a great nutritionist, I was like,
Mm.
it's kind of like one, like not worth the money right now for me because I'm
Yeah,
going up. It's like less critical. Like the whole like reason was just so the cut would go smooth
for
because
sure.
um I was definitely getting to the point where it was hard to make 74, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Mm.
honestly, I'm moving up eventually. Like this is gonna be my class in the open, so why not just
Yeah,
like start sooner? You know?
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. But like, so you're tracking now like a little bit. What would you say you eat in a day? Like, how many calories and like just macros stuff like that?
So right now, since I'm pretty, far in the bulk, I'm at like
Mm.
3,400, 3,500
Oh, nice,
calories.
nice.
Um, yeah, so it's a
Mm.
lot. I on training days, I try to get a little over 400 carbs. I keep my fat
Yeah,
like right around 100, and then protein is just like 190
nice.
usually.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's where my macros are right now. It's pretty having a nutritionist was like it taught me a lot about
Give you
like
some
nutrition
perspective.
and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, it gave me
yeah.
a really good perspective, and I'm really happy I like had
Nice.
that person to
Yeah, yeah,
kind of guide me.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually eating like pretty much the exact same macros and calories as you for my bulk from
Really,
59 to 66.
holy,
Yeah. I don't know, my
yeah,
metabolism I don't go up if I eat under like 3.2, I'm going down.
that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Who would you say? Do you have like a favorite powerlifter or just like inspirations in the sport? I know you named James English, but more like powerlifting specific.
Um, Definitely, I'd say like Perk, SSJ
Yeah.
Bob,
Hey, yeah,
like
yeah,
I don't know, those dudes are pretty cool. Brendan
for sure.
Petree's pretty cool as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually met him before,
Oh, that's sick.
which
That's
was
sick.
pretty cool. Yeah.
When
Yeah.
did you meet him at PA Nats or something like that?
Um, it was a qualifying meet, or not a qualifying. He was doing it for a qualifier, but I was actually like going all out. But
Hmm.
it was in Texas. It was just at like a little local
Oh,
meet.
nice.
Cool.
Do you follow like powerlifting like outside of your own weight class and stuff like, or how would you say?
Yeah, I I always like am looking forward to the big meets like Sheffield and
Yeah, yeah.
World and stuff. I don't know if y'all saw, but like Future of Powerlifting, they're starting to do like the fantasy leagues and stuff. Like I'm
Yeah,
into
yeah, for
that.
sure.
I like trying to guess like how people are going to perform. So yeah, I try to pay attention to all weight classes just because like it's just part of the sport. Like I want to see like
Yeah,
how
definitely.
everyone's doing.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
can't
it's fun to
tell,
watch.
yeah, if you can't tell, we have a podcast, so we're basically like all out nerd in the
Yeah,
sport. But
yeah,
yeah,
nerds. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I find like if you have no context, maybe you think, oh, it's just lifting weights, it's really boring. But when you get storylines and everything, it's really fun. I think
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
most
no, and
sports.
I was thinking about. I'm like, it would honestly be a great idea for them to get like two people that are going against each other, just like have like a little interview and just like shit talk each other
Yeah,
before
for
the meet.
sure.
Like that'd be
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah.
Like think about having like I don't know, just like Petrie and someone else on a podcast, and
Mm.
they're just like going back and
Yeah,
forth. Like
Peachy
that'd
and
just be so
Gustav or
funny.
something.
Yeah,
But Gustav, he's not like that. He won't like press anyone. He's really chill, you know.
yeah, yeah.
Mm. Like
That's
Russ
more.
endurance, that would be crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Endurance, he likes talking.
They wouldn't hold back. Yeah, they would not hold back.
Yeah, yeah. Yes. So you named a little bit that you won't like. You're not expecting to stay in the sport for a while, but you still said that you would be looking to be an open lifter. What would you say are your like short term and long term goals? Like short term could be this year, and long term could be the next 5 years.
Okay. I want to say short term this year is hey, that's actually a good one. I'll probably
Mm.
say like I don't know if I do compete again before the I guess I'll actually as in a year you mean like a year from now, right? Like not just the end of the year
I mean,
this
you
year.
could. It could be like the whole 2024, the whole 2025.
Okay, yeah, I'll just say like I don't know. I want to if I do another meet besides junior nationals this year, I want to total like uh 760 plus, like
Mm.
that'd be pretty fat.
Nice.
And then I want to say long term, I actually do have a good one, which is I want to be sub junior, junior, and open world champion.
Hey, yeah.
Just because I already crossed one off, but it's gonna
That's
get
so good.
harder as we go up. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Mm.
I don't know. I just need to fill this class out. Like I haven't
Yeah.
had enough time to kind of put
Yeah, for sure.
enough on my frame
Yeah.
to like
I mean, what
reap the
did you say? Like
benefit.
10 weeks out, you decided to go up a weight class. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it was like 10, 11 weeks, and now we're like 5 weeks out,
Mm.
6 weeks out. So it's like, yeah, it's been like barely a month, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so yeah, we'll give it time, and then hopefully I can total something big.
Yeah. I mean, not to be like that, but like Joe, he's basically competitive in the open. So like maybe he'll
Mhm.
do one junior worlds and then it'll be all for you.
Well, yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing. Either way, like he's getting older, and like you know, if you want me to be honest, like he's good enough to where it's like he can honestly do Sheffield or like these
Yeah.
big money meets. It's like, why would he go do junior worlds?
Exactly.
Like obviously
Yeah,
this
exactly.
year he is, but it's just for a wild card spot. Like I know why he's doing it. So
Exactly. I also
um
heard the rumors. Like, if he doesn't get the wild card, he will go all out at Junior Worlds and just fuck Russ over. And
yeah, yeah. So like that's what I'm saying. Like he can easily just I guess like chip his total, right? And then he gets a wild card.
Yeah.
yeah, like it would be up to Pete Spence, like to pick him, but most probably he will get the wild card
Wow.
because
Yeah.
he's capable of like 850, 860 if you do the
I
calculations.
did the math, and,
Yeah.
and like he pressed 210 the other day,
Yeah,
and
that
I'm like,
shit, that was crazy.
I'm
And
like,
he's not
wait,
even
like,
near filled out yet either.
He's
So
like you, pretty much.
yeah, yeah, no, it's crazy. Yeah, so like he lives probably like an hour away from me,
Ah,
so
nice. Have you guys ever trained
he
together
kind
or
of
something?
no, so like
Ah,
I never really train over there. I've trained at his gym a couple times, but just like ever since I joined the sport, I've kind of seen his progression. Like he used to like even make TikToks and stuff like strongest like 18-year-old
yeah,
74 kg of all
yeah.
time and stuff. And
Mm,
like I just remember seeing all those, and like that was before I even got into powerlifting. And
mm.
it's just cool to see how far he's come, even though he doesn't even know who I am. It's just like it's cool to see that, and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I'm excited to see what he does. It honestly doesn't. It's like it sucks that like I now I know for sure like I can't get a primary spot, but at the end of the day, it's like I'm not gonna like run from a certain meet just because someone's doing it.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
I saw a lot of good 83s that didn't sign up this year, and I'm like,
Oh my.
like I
Yeah.
wonder why. I'm not gonna say any names, but like personally to me, like I think running from certain people is just like I don't know, it's pretty
Yeah.
lame if you
Yeah, I
ask
agree.
me.
yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I want to ask you, what do you think of Jack's progression now?
Dude, I swear, like it's been like how long has it been since Worlds?
A
It's been
year, not
probably
even a
like
year.
7 months.
7 months,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I don't want to say like I saw it coming to an extent because a lot of people don't know this, but he squatted like 535
Mhm.
at like 83, and then he got injured and lost a
Exactly.
bunch of weight.
Yeah, yeah.
So he had that like muscle memory, if you want to call it that. And I knew he was gonna blow up like when he went back up, but I didn't know it'd be like to
Yeah,
the
he's
extent
tall.
it's at now. Like, yeah, he's tall, so like I'm thinking like, okay, he'll probably like by now he'll probably be squatting like 573 or like 562. Sorry, like
Yeah.
255, 260.
Yeah.
But man, like
He's talking
his
about
training.
290. Like, it's crazy.
I don't know. Kids are getting ridiculous these days, but yeah, I don't know. That right there kind of just shows like you kind of reap the benefit of going up the class. That's why like
Yeah.
all my boys that are like younger like me, like I tell them like listen, like you have to go up. Like if you're like you're going up a class right now, Danny, like
Yeah,
it's
sure.
just like whatever you see yourself ending in, not that you have to get there right away, but if you feel like you can fill out the frame and not, look like a sack of potatoes, then like,
Yeah, yeah,
go
yeah.
ahead and do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, me personally, I'm 15 now. I'm turning 16 later in the year. But I'm trying to like my biggest goal in the sport is basically like filling out my frame. I'm 5'5". I'm trying to be like 83 by the time I'm the open. So I really
mhm.
just hope I can stay in the sport that long
Yeah.
and just be really good when
And
I'm filled out.
it's like mostly everybody you see, like Perk, he's shorter than most of the 74s.
Yeah, yeah.
Russ, he's shorter than most of the 83s. Petrie, surprisingly, isn't
Yeah, he's kind of
that
tall.
tall.
Or isn't he? Is he?
He's honestly not. He's probably like 5'8", maybe
All
five
right, all
seven.
right.
So like I honestly was expecting him to be like 5'11" or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Gavin Aiden's another good
Oh
example.
yeah.
Like you have to be like a short, stubby, like type of guy.
Mm.
Like if you want to be good at the sport, I feel like.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucas is a prime example. He was a 59 his first year, second year 66.
53.
He went up 53, 59, 66, 74. Now he's gonna
Uh,
go 83 next year.
yeah, we have Nats in 3 weeks, so I'm competing at 74, and then I'm going up to 83s. But yeah, my goal is basically to like compete in every weight class. That would be very cool. Except maybe like 120 plus, but it would be
How
very cool.
tall are you?
Right now I'm like 5'8",
Okay.
so I don't know. We will see if I think I will grow a bit, so maybe I'll become like 6 foot, and then
Okay.
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, I think really people like I don't know, Bob and just like lifters going up in a weight class is more normalized now. Cause I don't know, it's like being like a sub junior and being like, oh, I gotta go get this world record. I identify with this class. I'm staying here. Like in the long run,
Mhm.
it's really not like all that.
Yeah. And like I honestly think Bob did like a good job, like kind of he almost like showed younger lifters that like listen, like
Yeah,
you can reap the benefit if you just like are in a surplus for like a long amount of time. Like you're like you almost can't not progress if you're like just constantly eating, especially at our age. Like
yeah,
you just
exactly.
like everyone's progressing so fast and recovery is like on point. So
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Like we have so much like testosterone, so when we're so young, so we can build like an infinite amount of
right.
muscle. So uh, yeah, you just need to bulk.
yeah.
Like
One thing I wanted to mention, Nick, my first impression of you, when I saw you at Worlds, cause I watched like the live stream
You're
and stuff.
there.
No, no, no.
Oh, okay, okay.
No, I was just watching the
Okay.
live stream. I was just like, how is this guy a sub junior? You
Dude,
got a whole ass
it
beard.
honestly like yeah, nah, even till this day, like the jokes like like at least once a day almost at this point. Like
Really?
when I like my world record, like it went like it got like I don't know, hundreds of comments and they're all just like talking about like, oh, this dude like has a mortgage and a minivan and I'm just like, bro, like
Oh
what?
my.
Like dude.
Nah.
But yeah, no, it's literally just the facial hair, dude. Like if I shave
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
I'll look like I'm like 18. So
Mm.
yeah, I don't know. I just like it because I get those comments
Yeah,
and
for sure.
like I don't know.
No, it's nice. It's nice.
It's kind of funny to me.
Yeah, I don't know if you
yeah,
know Timur in the 120 plus.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
the
I
junior, he
do.
gets the same thing because he looks like a grown ass like man.
I was gonna say like his is like me. It's like okay, like I got a beard, but him, it's like he genuinely could pass as like
Yeah, yeah.
someone's dad. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
yeah. Fuck. Uh, Are we going to should we
Yeah,
Danny, should we end up with
yeah,
the
sure.
questions? Okay, so before we round off, we have some like random questions, like not about powerlifting, so we can get to know you. Um, so first off, what like type of music do you listen to? And do you have one song that you can recommend, like a PR song or something?
My PR song is "Bash Money" by Lil Wayne and West Side Gun. And then I listen to like a lot of rap. That's like, especially in the gym, that's kind of like what gets me going and stuff.
Yeah.
Outside the gym, I'm usually listening to like R&B and stuff like that. So yeah, that's like my
Cool.
like primary music taste.
Nice.
Okay, favorite meal?
Meal?
Yeah.
Probably just steak and some type of carb. Like
Yeah.
I'd say steak is like my favorite like food in general,
Based.
but just like I just throw I don't know, like some rice or like pasta with it, maybe some
Nice.
vegetables.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Favorite exercise in the gym? Like, it doesn't have to be one of the SPDs. It can be something else, but yeah.
I'll probably just say squat. I mean,
Yeah.
like
Hey, you're real for
I don't know, I
that.
just
Yeah.
like squatting.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
Nice.
sure.
Nice. Favorite movie or like a TV show? If you don't watch movies.
I'll say Goodfellas. I don't know if y'all watched that, but it's
Yeah.
a good, very good movie.
Nice. Nice. Okay. So, in your opinion, who's the best lifter in the world right now?
Austin Perkins, for
Yeah.
sure.
Fair enough.
Cool.
Fair enough.
Cool. Cool. Okay, so last question. If you could go back in time to like when you started powerlifting, and you could give one advice to your younger self, what would that advice be?
I would just say find a good coach, and I would definitely just say find a good coach and don't stop eating.
A good
That's
coach, a
basically
good
it.
coach,
Yeah.
not the gym
Yeah,
owner. Yeah,
yeah, for
Yeah, yeah.
sure.
You see, like all of these, like I don't know, 800-pound deadlift at 16. All of these kids, they go around, they just max out every day. They don't have a coach. If they had a coach with those genetics, that would be game
Yeah,
over. Yeah,
that
definitely.
one kid Nick U is like,
Exactly.
it's just
Oh,
stupid. Like, oh man.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I think this was a pretty good episode. We can round it off about now. Yeah. So thank you
All right,
for taking the time to get on, Nick.
thank you guys. I had a great time.
Yeah.
Do you have any sponsors or something you want to shout out, or any people?
I want to shout out my the gym I train at, O'Malley's Power Gym. It's like right outside Tampa, Florida, for
Nice.
anybody listening. So yeah, it's a great gym. That's like how I get strong. So shout out to them because there's like no other good powerlifting gyms in the area. And then I want to say shout out to my coach, Keenan Dung. I think he has spots open right now.
Nice.
So if you want to get strong, go send him an inquiry, and then yeah, I think that's it.
Cool,
Nice.
nice.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. Thank you for getting on.
Thank you.
Have a nice rest of the day.
You too.
Have a good
Bye.
time, man. Bye.